they got a shot to 3P, folks. That's definitely something to be excited about. Even if you're not a Chiefs fan, I'm not a Chiefs fan.
Yeah.
Anything. Texas is the best football state. We know everybody likes to debate that. We know we got some California people. We got some Florida people, and we got Texas.
It really shouldn't even be a debate, though.
It's a debate. I give them that. Florida got some dogs. Florida got some dogs. Georgia got some dogs.
Georgia do too. Louisiana got some guys coming out. Louisiana too.
Yeah, they a little bit on a smaller scale, but
they got some guys.
No, for sure.
California, they're good. My thing with California is it's not even really a beef or anything. It's just more of like they just outright disrespect us. We don't never disrespect them.
They do.
They come out here like I think this year St. John Bosco is coming out and playing not Allen, but
I'll look it up.
I think they playing the El Paso team. Yeah, they playing the El Paso team this year, bro.
Why?
That's what I said. I'm trying to figure out why. We could easily come out and play North Shore, Duncanville.
They don't want to do that
because you're gonna possibly lose.
They don't want to do that.
You know that you just got to be real, man.
Yeah, I'm not taking those guys. I'm not taking us.
It's either them or Matt.
Take on Duncanville.
We'll take on
the North Shore. Yeah. Oh yeah.
We'll take on anybody, man. Any Florida team.
Not IMG. We're not playing the cheat schools. We're not gonna play the cheating schools, man. Y'all out there with 25 playing high school football.
You don't think we probably got a team that could possibly do it?
We probably could still beat them. It ain't like IMG just go undefeated every year.
Yeah, I seen Florida. What is it? Miami Central.
Yeah, Miami Central smacked them.
Miami Central do it.
Yeah, they smacked IMG one of those years.
So
I mean, but you know, I'm talking about real public high schools, not the dudes that recruit, not your running back from Maryland
and the California teams too.
That's all they top teams.
All they top teams.
Matter Day.
Yeah.
Y'all go and recruit dudes y'all get a quarterback from Dakota and have him come play in California. Like, man, these dudes live on the street of their high school down here in Texas.
Literally.
They live 10 minutes away from the high school they play at.
Elementary school over there.
Yeah. That's how they do, but that's why I gotta respect Texas.
Yeah,
I'm still gonna put Texas on top, especially if we're talking about football and high school football. I mean,
I'm gonna say sports.
You said what in the Olympics?
How we did in the Olympics, man?
I think they said we would have been in the top 10.
Yeah,
if just Texas
would have been like
was a country by itself. Yeah, I think they said we'd have been number 7 in medals if just Texas was a country by itself. Shout out all the Texas athletes that competed
all of them, man.
in the Olympics this year. Sha'Carri Richardson, all the way to
what's the guy?
I went blank on the gymnast.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Simone Biles, all the way to Simone Biles.
We had another guy though. I think
we had a few.
Yeah,
we had a few out there that competed in the Olympics this year. So a couple other storylines in the NFL. We talked about the Chiefs a little bit. Couple other storylines. Can the Ravens get over the hump? This is one that Lamar Jackson's my favorite player in the league. So can the Ravens get over the hump? It seems like I think they're getting better just about every year. They don't have as many offensive weapons. Last year they tried to go all out and it didn't really pan out. But in replacement, they added Derrick Henry, who could still be the best back in the league, really, if he can be healthy and can stay healthy.
I mean,
a backfield with Lamar and Derrick Henry, that's gonna be scary.
That's gonna be very scary. No one in the second level want to hit Derrick Henry.
No,
nobody.
No, and you got the shiftiest guy in the league with Lamar at quarterback. I mean, they're not gonna run no triple option or anything like that. But
they're gonna go too crazy.
But if they do, who you gonna choose?
Who you gonna choose?
Where you gonna go?
That's the number one question.
That's gonna be a tough offense. That's gonna be a tough offense coming into this year.
If you was out there, who would you choose?
Man, if I'm out there and I'm on the field, if I'm a coach, I'm gonna say, let's go ahead and get Derrick and just try to deal with Lamar. If I'm playing,
for sure, I would say
I'm going after Lamar because I'm not trying to hit Derrick.
Well,
I'm not trying to.
I ain't gonna lie though.
It depends what I'm. Maybe some of the linebackers and stuff. You know, some of them dudes already said they not.
You gotta go for his legs.
Man, his legs is the size of everybody's chest cavity. You gonna get hurt trying to go out there and get his legs.
That is a business decision, though.
Yeah, man, you got to hit him in the ankles. You can't even say legs. You got to hit him in the ankles. But if he jump over you, you're gonna look like a dummy.
See, from a former football player, my pride is telling me, because, you know, I play defense too, so it's like, go and hit them. But at the same time, like, do you really want to do that whenever Lamar ain't going to truck you?
No. He'll have you look stupid.
Yeah,
but he ain't going to truck you.
Crazy,
You'll have your pride still. You try to go hit Derek the wrong way, you and your pride going to be on the ground.
It's going to be on the ground.
You and your pride going to be sitting down on the ground. So that offense is going to be tough. That defense is going to be real, just like it is every year. Still got, if not the best linebacker, the second best linebacker in the league with Roquan Smith.
I like that dude, man. I ain't gonna lie.
They got Roquan Smith in there. They lost Patrick Queen. I feel like that's gonna be a tough loss. They lost Patrick Queen, but you still got Roquan Smith. You still got Marlon Humphrey out there if he can stay decent. If for the people that's been watching preseason, one of the best defensive rookies out there in preseason right now, Nate Wiggins from Clemson, the corner. He's gonna be on the other side of Marlon Humphreys. I
don't know how they do this.
They got Kyle Hamilton, who I wanted to draft so bad as a Texans fan. The year we drafted Kenyon Green and Jalen Petrie and all them, I wanted to get Kyle Hamilton. He was right there. We drafted Kenyon Green. He's looking like a bust.
They got him at the nickel, right?
They got him in there, and they went and got Eddie Jackson from the Bears at safety, and they still got Marcus Williams at safety.
Loaded.
Secondary is going to be crazy.
Loaded.
I mean, the Ravens. This why it's the topic. Can they,
man? What are we talking about?
Can they get over the hump?
Yeah.
That's gonna be one of the most important questions they've got.
I mean, it's gonna come down to if they're gonna beat the Chiefs. That's really
that's what it's come down to just about every year.
Every year, I don't see any other team really coming out the AFC that's going. I mean, I can't say that though, because if the Texans pan out the way I think they possibly can, they have an argument in it.
Yeah, the Texans. I got to put the Texans in there. Obviously, I'm a Texans fan. I got to put the Texans in that category as well.
Down there in Houston.
Y'all
really.
No, we got a squad. We got a squad. We're gonna talk about the two Texas teams in just a little bit. But we got a squad out there in Houston right now. I mean, this is the best squad we probably had since. I think better than some of those Deshaun Watson teams, even though we had some squads out there with Deshaun Watson as well.
This y'all best team I've seen. I honestly say this the best team I've seen from Houston.
Yeah, this I have to go with this being the best team right as well, because both sides of the ball. Even with some of those Deshaun Watson teams, we had a defense. You know, J.J. Watt, and he was on the back half of his career. We were up 24-0 on the Chiefs. That first Super Bowl run, that was tough. That was tough. We were up 24 in the divisional round.
Is that as bad as the Oilers?
No, nothing's gonna be
worse than that.
Nothing's gonna be worse than that. We haven't seen that yet. I wasn't around at that time period, but even just going back and watching it, I mean, it's pretty ridiculous. The Oilers are, if one of the best teams, if not the best team in the league at that time. To go up like that in the divisional playoff round and lose to a backup quarterback.
Fumble it like that.
We lost to Mahomes.
Yeah.
You know, as a Texans fan, we lost to Mahomes.
Name who they lost to.
Jim Kelly wasn't even playing.
Yeah, we can't name who they lost to, man.
They lost to a backup QB. So, I mean, I think that one's got to be the toughest. But we're looking on the up and up right now for this Texans squad. And like we said, for this Ravens team that we started out talking about. Ravens, they're going to be tough. They're going to be a tough out. Yeah. They've been a tough out the last few years, but can you get over that bad man, as Stephen A. Smith would say about Aaron Rodgers? We got to change that. It's a whole nother type of bad man wearing 15 out there in Kansas City. I mean, he's a monster, and we're going to see how those two teams are going to collide against each other.
Is it safe to say he's the Steph Curry of the NFL now?
Definitely. And he's going to be better than Steph Curry of the NFL to me. To me, Steph Curry wasn't the driving force on all those championship teams, like the Warriors. So I got Mahomes over Steph Curry. We're talking about just how they compare to each other. I mean, he got 3 rings, and they got 3 rings because of him. If we're talking about Mahomes, all 3 of those rings, that's because of Patrick Mahomes.
Well, I say Steph Curry because Steph changed the game up with the threes.
He did. Steph changed the game.
Pat, he does ridiculous stuff. Like
there ain't nothing left to do. The backwards behind the pat, there's nothing left for him to do.
You're doing stuff that a coach literally would bench anybody else. Like, that's just crazy.
Anybody is getting benched. Nobody try that We got high school football starting next weekend here in Texas.
You might lose your spot.
You will lose your spot.
You might lose an offer. You might lose an offer. Don't do that.
Yeah, don't end up going JUCO because you want to go behind the back.
Yeah, you start feeling yourself too much, and don't do that.
Yeah, so Mahomes, he's that guy right now. So as we look at a couple of these storylines while we're sticking on this NFL tip right now, the Atlanta Falcons quarterback situation. So the Falcons have been one of those teams kind of underachieved the last few years. Lots of talent. Lots of talent. They got even more talent this year. They draft Michael Penix in the top 10 after they give Kirk Cousins all of their money. Michael Penix comes out, looks great in preseason. Still haven't seen anything from Kirk Cousins yet. Not sure if he's still hurt. Not sure if they're just resting him for the start of the season. Coach Morris comes out. Raheem Morris, the head coach of the Falcons, now comes out, I think yesterday, and says we're not going to play Michael Penix anymore in preseason because we've seen enough. Now, usually when somebody says that, that sounds like they're going to be the starting quarterback. Oh, we've seen enough.
See, this news to me. I ain't even
he came out yesterday and said he's not going to play no more in the preseason. We've seen enough of Michael Penix. He's good. We know what he is.
Oh, he's starting.
I still haven't seen Kirk Cousins yet.
He's starting.
He's coming off that Achilles. They paid him all that money, but still haven't seen him in no preseason action. So this coming up week, if he doesn't play in preseason, do we think that Michael Penix is going to be the starter?
For sure.
Yeah.
You don't say nothing like that and then don't go and start him.
Yeah.
You don't do that.
Yeah. That kind of.
I mean, unless it's going to be a QB battle for the first few weeks.
And then,
but you don't want to do that, though.
Can you do that when you just gave somebody $100 million?
You can't really do
guaranteed? It's a sticky situation down there in Atlanta. I mean, I guess it's a good situation to have if you have two good quarterbacks.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand why they drafted Michael Penix. I don't understand why they gave Kirk Cousins. I wasn't never big on the Kirk Cousins hype train like that.
He's a system QB.
Yeah.
He's a system.
I wasn't big on. I'm not giving a guy that's 33, 34. Mm-hmm. I'm not sure how old Kirk Cousins is. I'll look.
He's getting up there though. He's for sure in his 30s.
Yeah, I'm not giving a guy coming off of Achilles.
What were they thinking?
$100-something million guaranteed. Coming off of Achilles, it's not basketball. This is football. You're coming off of an Achilles injury. He tore his Achilles. It ain't like he's coming back from a twisted knee or a bruised bone or something. This guy tore his Achilles and he's 30-something. And you're going to give him $100-something guaranteed. I understand the draft of Michael Penix. Everybody was kind of mad about that move and was kind of thrown off like, man, what are we going to do? They drafted Michael Penix. They just gave Kirk Cousins all this money. Hey, Kirk, how long y'all think Kirk Cousins is going to play?
Man, he got about a good 2 more seasons in him. If that. Because if this season he come back and he do play, I don't feel like he's going to be the same.
I think Kirk Cousins' leash just got a lot shorter.
Oh yeah, for sure.
They said, we're gonna bring him in. He's gonna be the guy. Might consider a couple years, but Michael Penix looking good.
What's a couple of years though? That's the real question.
It's coach talk.
Yeah,
it's coach talk. They say stuff like, we're gonna sit him a couple years,
or
it
might be a couple of months.
It might be a couple of weeks. Kirk Cousins come in there and throw a few picks, looking like that Achilles not loose.
Yeah,
you're gonna see number 9 coming in with that do-rag on. and throwing bullets like he was at Washington. I'm a Michael Penix fan.
Yeah.
I don't understand how he wasn't considered a higher draft pick. I mean, especially when you drafting guys like Drake May at number 3, who's looked like Brian Hoyer Jr. out there so far for the Patriots in preseason. He had a decent game in preseason last game. I'll give him that.
They hype up all the QBs that come out the ACC though.
Especially North Carolina. Especially North Carolina. They
don't even be better than North Carolina State.
No, they don't. And Michael Penix, to me, definitely deserves to be that next QB off the board. I understand Caleb Williams going number 1, and
he's a dog.
Well, Caleb Williams has looked nice. I can't even lie.
He's gonna be a problem.
I just seen Tyreek Hill on Instagram comparing him to Patrick Mahomes. That's a jump.
They gotta slow down.
They gotta slow that way down.
Slow down.
We got to slow that all the way down. I don't know about Mahomes.
Yeah,
I think we're kind of getting a little too used to how good Mahomes is, so now we want to.
You gotta put some respect on Mahomes.
Yeah.
You know that's crazy to say, but I see what he's saying.
I get it,
but we gotta chill.
Relax.
Yeah.
We got, as Young Thug would say, relax.
Relax. Yeah.
We got to chill a little bit on the Patrick Mahomes talk.
He's moving too fast.
But Caleb Williams, I understand you taking him number 1, but then for the Patriots, and even Jaden Daniels is number 2. I think Jaden Daniels got a chance to be really good. I think Washington just named him the starter as well for Week 1, so he's got a chance to come in and be good right away. But at that number 3 spot with the Patriots, he really hasn't looked better than Joe Milton. They drafted Joe Milton in the 6th round.
Yeah.
Joe Milton looked pretty good out there in preseason, and a pretty lackluster performance from Drake May. So they've got their own QB situation going on. But to stay with this Atlanta Falcons team, Michael Penix, I thought should have been drafted at that 3 spot. I guess because he was a little bit older and maybe he had some injury problems to begin his career at Indiana before he ended up transferring. Maybe that's what's kind of
that probably did come into play. But I mean, besides that though, I mean, what he did last year was incredible.
That was enough. That was enough in my eyes to.
And I know he had some guys. I mean, you got Jalen Polk, you got Rome Aduze. Those 2 guys right there are just game changers. But still, somebody is throwing them the ball.
Yeah. He proved that. I mean, he had a lot of good throws, especially when they got into the playoffs and they took on Texas.
I mean, because I was at that game in New Orleans. I was at that game, and he looked good from start to finish.
Yeah. Yeah, Michael Penix is that guy.
Yeah, and that was a really good Texas defense.
Yeah, it was a really good Texas defense. So for him to carve them up like that, and then have the season that he had, close to winning the Heisman as well, I thought he definitely deserved that spot. But we'll see, man. It's going to be tricky down there in Atlanta. It's going to be tricky. I haven't seen Kirk Cousins yet. I don't know. The last preseason game is coming up is going to be this weekend. If I don't see Kirk Cousins come out there and play at least a drive, I don't know what's going to happen there.
I'm just going to go on record and say he the starter.
Michael Penix?
Yeah, he the starter. The coach come out and say that, man, you the starter.
I mean.
He just go ahead and kick his feet up. He good.
I can't disagree with that. We got to see Kirk. Where's Kirk at? We got to see Kirk.
Where is Kirk?
Kirk, you need to show up. You got to put that helmet on. He don't got no swag. I don't think he wears sleeves.
Nah,
like that.
He don't.
He probably just come out there, just no gloves, and just make it happen.
Make that a slogan. Where is Kirk?
Yeah, as the season goes out, I'm definitely gonna be saying that. You're gonna hear me a lot on these Mondays asking.
We stamped it. We saying, where's Kirk?
Where is Kirk at? And we're not talking about Franklin.
Yeah.
We are talking about Cousins. Where is Kirk? And we need to see you come out here and do something, man. You know, you haven't played football since middle of last year when he tore his Achilles. So if we don't see him, like I said, if I don't see him this weekend, I'm gonna have to go with your statement and say Michael Penix is the starter. Because what are we doing? You gonna sit him for the last preseason game? Usually you don't sit the backup for the last preseason game. That's the time to shine.
You got to go with your hot hand. He the guy that's hot right now.
It's getting tricky. It's getting tricky down there in Atlanta, folks. So definitely ready to see that, and definitely gonna be tuned in to see what those guys are gonna do. Folks, we want to thank everybody for tuning in with us so far today. Still here in the first hour, Centex Primetime, kicking off this show here on the radio. If you haven't already, make sure you download the Centex Sports 1 app on Google Play. If you have an Android, if you got Apple, go to the Apple Store and look up the Centex Sports 1 app for you to be able to listen to all of this content. If you want to watch this live, go on to YouTube, Centex Sports TV on YouTube. Check us out. Or on Facebook, believe we're live as well at Centex Sports Network. Make sure you guys check us out on there. Much appreciated as we are just getting started here today. Want to dive into a little bit of this new look Big 12. Like we talked about, Big 12, a lot of new faces in the Big 12. 16 teams now in the Big 12.
It's really 16?
16 teams.
I got the list right here.
That's how many teams is in the Big 12 now. We added, it feels like, half the Pac-12. The year before that, we added BYU, UCF, and Houston as well. So when you throw in all those Pac-12 teams, and Cincinnati, can't forget about Cincinnati. We got 16 teams here in the Big 12. a lot different than what we're used to seeing. A lot different from the old Southwestern Conference if you go that far back as a Big 12 fan.
Totally different.
A lot of different look. A lot of travel plans will be different if you're going to watch some of these games, if you're going to catch some of these games and try to catch them in person. A lot of West Coast games, a lot of games on West Coast time coming up.
West Coast and Eastern time.
Yeah, when you got to go all the way to West Virginia and Cincinnati. So the Big 12 is kind of all over the place, but that's kind of what college football looks like right now.
Everything
college football is kind of all over. Yeah,
nationwide.
It's really like the league. I guess you're just preparing these dudes to go to the league.
Yeah.
Because you could play a game here in Central Time, and the next game you could be on Eastern Time, you could be on Western Time, and just a week's notice. And these guys still got to go to class and stuff in between. That's the difference between the pros and these college athletes. Even though it kind of feels like the pros with some of these guys getting paid and with some of the travel going on now.
Mm-hmm.
So in this new look Big 12, looks like they're going to start off the season with 5 teams ranked out of this Big 12. Arizona's going to be number 21 in the nation. This is all from the AP preseason polls. Arizona's going to be number 21. Kansas coming in at 22. Team I thought I'd never see start ranked.
I never thought I'd see.
If you're 30-something and under, like me and PJ are, I definitely never thought Kansas would start a season being ranked, even though they're coming in ranked number 22. Kansas State ranked number 18. Oklahoma State coming in at 17. And the highest rank in the conference is Utah coming in at number 12. A lot of different storylines in this Big 12. We touched a little bit on Colorado and Baylor. We'll come back to those guys. But what are some of the teams that you're looking forward to seeing in this new look Big 12?
Arizona.
Yeah.
Arizona.
You got to say them first.
I got to say them first, man, because I don't know if people have seen the bowl game last year when they played Oklahoma. So I watched the video the night before. It was at the dinner of both teams. And Arizona, started doing the haka.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anytime I see anyone do the haka, for some reason, I be wanting to join in.
Yeah.
I don't even know how to do it. I be wanting to join in, though.
Who was that out here in Texas that used to do that? What high school was that?
Euless Trinity.
Back in the day, the 2000s.
Some of the biggest guys I ever seen in my life. I seen them do that, 2008?
Yeah,
2008,
around that era.
They won state that year, man.
Yeah.
Some of the biggest Samoans I ever seen. But, man, I seen that Arizona team last year, and they're just poised, and they're physical. They came out hitting Oklahoma from the beginning, just...
Yeah.
They have a lot of talent on their team. They were a really slept-on Pac-12 team, and I feel like that they're still slept on coming into this season. I feel like people just thought that was like a fluke.
Sure.
But that's a really good team in Arizona. I really think that they're going to – any team that plays them in the Big 12 this year, they're going to have problems with them. Matchup-wise, they match up very well against any team.
Any team.
I think Utah might be the most used to them just because they've played each other plenty of times in the Pac-12. But that Arizona team is going to be one. I'll say that's my number one team that I'm looking forward to seeing. Outside of them, honestly, Texas Tech. I think Texas Tech offense is going to be incredible.
Taj Brooks.
Yeah, it's going to give us some flashbacks of 2008.
Yeah, Taj Brooks, arguably one of the best running backs in the nation.
Yeah.
And he would have been, if it wasn't for Ollie Gordon at Oklahoma State, probably the best running back in the Big 12.
Speaking of Euless Trinity, that's one of their products right there.
Yeah.
But it's I really feel that Texas Tech is going to be good. I'm really looking forward to seeing Micah Hudson, the freshman from Lake Belton.
Yeah, Micah Hudson. I think if they put him in that offense with they had another young receiver in there.
Yeah.
In there last year, Corey Eakin from Stephenville.
Yeah,
we got to see him up close and personal.
That man,
doing some
man. Yeah, he's a grown man.
Yeah, so putting those two together, that's a big receiver group. If you add in some of those other guys as well, that's a pretty big receiving group coming in for Texas Tech. So, like you said, Tech, another one of those teams, it should be on everybody's radar, and you'll get to hear Texas Tech football. We'll be right here on Centex, CBS Sports Central Texas on Saturday. So make sure you guys download the app. Like we said, you'll hear Texas Tech football right here every Saturday. So they've got a team that's going to be projected to be in the top 3 to 5 range in this Big 12, and that's saying a lot when you think about the teams here. We just said 5 teams ranked, and Tech isn't one of those. So it's a tough conference. If you're projected to be in that top upper tier in this conference, you're going to be a pretty good team this year.
Yeah, for sure. And I think years to come, honestly.
Yeah, they're only going to get better. They got a young squad out there. They've got Utah ranked the top team in here, and I understand it because they've got Cam Rising coming back. Cam Rising is kind of like one of those guys we were talking about the other day, PJ. They've got some of these quarterbacks out here that's about 25, 26. Cam Rising, I want to say they got him listed as a senior, but I think he's going into like his 6th or 7th year of eligibility.
He's been playing for a long time.
I want to say he came out in like 2019, maybe 2018, 2019.
That's not an exaggeration.
And this dude's been playing football a long time. I know he's had some injuries, so that's kind of broke up.
He got the COVID year.
Yeah, he's got a COVID year. He's got an injury year. Last year he's injured, so I know he'll get that year back. But Utah's going to be a good team. They had a very, very scrappy game, but that was kind of right after they didn't know what they were going to do with their quarterback situation early in the year last year against Baylor. That game was 20-13. I think that was probably Baylor's best game, honestly. That or the UCF game.
Yeah, UCF.
That was probably their best game of last year. So Utah's going to have another good squad coming in, and I think they're projected to win this Big 12 tournament.
You know who I'm going to really love seeing play each other?
Who was that?
Utah and Kansas State.
Yeah, that's going to be one of those.
That's going to be a battle.
Grimy, grinded out type of game.
That's going to be a battle, bro. I'm ready to see that.
That's going to be a tough matchup.
They got the same mentality.
Yeah.
They got the same mentality.
Same type of play style.
They're always everyone's underdogs.
Yeah.
And they play physical.
Super physical. Both sides.
And Utah and Oklahoma State.
Yeah. And those are really the two projected, the two highest projected teams in this conference is Utah and Oklahoma State. See, Oklahoma State, I'm interested to watch those guys. I know they had a good season last year. I know they got Ollie Gordon coming back. I know they've got Mike Gundy, probably the longest tenured coach in the Big 12.
Yeah, I was about to say in college almost.
Yeah, one of the longest tenured coaches in college probably with Mike Gundy. But I'm just interested to see the adjustment. I feel like last year at times they underachieved, and I feel like teams have gotten better. Like Arizona, like we said, like we just talked about them, they're going to be a problem. Kansas State is always a problem. They always give Oklahoma State issues. And then when you factor in teams like Kansas, that nobody was really expecting anything from them. Yeah. And last year they kind of just jumped on the scene. This year coming in ranked, they got Jalen Daniels at QB. They got Devin Neal at running back. I mean, they got a squad. They got a squad down there in Kansas, something like I said, I thought I would never say before a season started.
They got
to
some
be talking
track
about
stars on Kansas.
Oh, yeah. They got speed out there.
They got some track stars.
They got speed out there in Kansas. And so when you add all that together and Jalen Daniels running the offense, I think he's a very slept-on quarterback coming in to college football this year. I mean, I know people are talking about him, but I feel like he's got a chance to really make a run. If they can put together some wins, he can make a run at that Heisman. I mean, Jalen Daniels is a dude.
I'm not gonna lie. I would enjoy seeing Kansas really have a perfect season.
Yeah.
I really would enjoy that.
I mean, I think everybody would because they're not projected to be up there like that.
They strictly basketball.
They've been in basketball school my whole life. It was guaranteed dub no matter what Baylor was doing. Of all my years of Baylor watching, I started watching around the Robert Griffin era when I really became a Baylor fan like that. If I knew we wasn't going to get a win somewhere, we was going to get a win in Kansas.
Oh, yeah, Kansas, for sure. It didn't matter if we played in Waco or in Kansas.
We were going to get a win in Kansas.
Yeah.
It didn't really matter what was going on. We knew we could go out there and grab a win in Kansas. So that's not going to be the same this year.
A lot of times if we win 1-11, that's where that one came.
Yeah.
I
think it did. Was it the year we went 1-11?
That one
after Art Briles first left, I think that was our only win. It was at Kansas. Before Matt Rule got there, and we had the older guy, coach, can't remember his name right now, but the year after all the stuff happened with Art Briles, and I think we went 1-11 or 1-10. I think that one was Kansas. We can't expect that anymore, fellas. Especially not if you're a Baylor fan like myself, I mean, it's going to be a tough.
That could easily be an L.
Easily. And that's the last game of the season. I'm looking at the schedule here. Last game of the season is against Kansas, and it's here at home, so I'll try to be at that game.
Yeah, I'll try to go to that.
But, I'll say that now, but if we go out there and we 3-9 again, I'm not going to be there.
Yeah, ain't going.
What Magic Johnson say, I'm not going to be there. That's going to be me. I will not be there if we're going into that game and we 3-8.
Yeah, nah.
I'll be at the house, y'all. I'm sorry. But a game that I'm mad wasn't here in Waco is Baylor's 4th game of the season against Colorado, because that's going to be a big game for both sides.
We can make that trip though.
That's going to be Hey,
we can make that trip.
You ain't said nothing but a word.
Go to Colorado.
It's going to be on September 21st. That's going to be a big game for both sides. Baylor's first. That's going to be the 4th game. Baylor's first 4 games are Tarleton State. Baylor's got a lot to prove in the beginning games. Tarleton State. Next week after that is going to be Utah at Utah. I don't want to go out and say, y'all, this is Centex Sports and CBS Sports Central Texas. Obviously, we're rooting for Baylor. But I'm going to go ahead and put that as an L.
That's an L.
That's week 2. We're going to Utah.
That's an L.
Hey, man, anything is possible. I'm going to stay optimistic, but
that's an L.
That might be an L, y'all. Week 3, they got Air Force. We got to win. That's one of those got to win games.
We got to win it.
We can't come in and play around like we did against Texas State last year, or even if you go a few years back when we lost to Liberty, or I think it was Liberty. We lost to
Liberty
like 2 or 3 years ago. I don't even want to talk about that. But we can't play around in that game. Air Force ain't gonna be no slouch.
Nah,
they're not gonna be no slouch coming in to that game. It's gonna be at Baylor. That gives us the advantage.
Air Force gonna run the ball.
Yeah, if you can't stop that run,
they gonna run that ball.
I think Baylor's their best feature I've seen so far out of some of their spring practices and these fall practices leading up has been their defensive line. So
their D line strong.
But we're gonna have to stop the run playing Air Force. They're gonna give you a test. They're only gonna throw about 3 or 4 times, and they might hit you over the head when they do throw it.
Yeah,
because they're gonna hit you so many times with runs. They might hit you over the head with the pass.
Go ahead and put 8 in the box.
I mean, the whole game. What are we doing? There's no reason to play around.
8 in the box.
No reason to play around. Drop 1 safety.
Yeah.
Move your corners back because they can't tackle no way. Everybody else, get up there, man.
Straight textbook.
Yeah, we're not gonna play around with them. We got to come in and make a statement, because that next game after that is the Colorado game. So that's a huge game, like I said, for both sides. Both sides. I'm looking at Colorado's schedule right here. Now, Colorado got a schedule. They got a real deal schedule to start this off. First game is next Thursday against North Dakota State. That's no slouch at all. Even Coach Prime himself had to say something like, "Hey, y'all, we got a real deal test to start off this."
They upset a lot of teams.
They've been a powerhouse in their division for years. I mean, they done put 2 quarterbacks in the top 5 in drafts. They put Carson Wentz in there, then they put Trey Lance in there.
Yeah.
I'm not a Trey Lance fan like that, but at least he got drafted though. So North Dakota State, they've been a powerhouse up there in the FCS level. Right after that, they got Nebraska. Nebraska's not going to be a slouch like it was last year.
Nebraska's going to be pretty good.
Matt Rule is coaching. This is just like Dion. He done got time to get some recruits in there and get some. Yeah. We know Matt Rule can coach. We know that personally because he was here at Baylor, and we saw how quickly he turned his team around.
Some cornbread fed boys.
He know where to recruit. He know where to recruit. I done seen some guys out of here in Waco locally. Got some offers from Nebraska.
Mm-hmm.
He knows how to recruit. He knows those hotbeds of where to go. We've seen him do it at Temple. We've seen him do it at Baylor. He definitely did not do it at the Panthers, but that's NFL. That's a whole different. He had to figure that out. This ain't a college football.
It was pretty rough for him, but
it was very rough.
Yeah.
It's going to be rough going forward for the Panthers still. But they got Bryce Young out there looking like a toddler running around.
Man, he out there getting tore up.
Yeah, so hopefully they do better there. But Nebraska's not going to be a slouch this year coming up. They've been heavy in that transfer portal too, just like Colorado has. So that's 2 good games to start it off. Then Colorado's got their rivalry game that we saw last year. That felt like a primetime matchup. I think everybody I knew was watching that game, and they played Colorado State last year.
Yeah,
everybody was watching that game last year.
Yeah.
They got them week 3, and then in that week 4 is going to be Baylor. So that week 4 for both sides leading up to is going to be a huge matchup for both teams, because that's going to determine how the rest of both of these teams' seasons are going to go. Colorado didn't do great last year either. We're talking about Baylor being 3-9. Colorado didn't do good as well last year either. They had that hot start to start it off where they got the win against TCU. Mm-hmm. TCU was ranked high. Got the win against TCU, but started falling off after that.
Yeah.
They got the win against Nebraska last year, and then they won against Colorado State. Everybody was hyped up. And then that week 4, 42-6 against Oregon. So it started kind of going downhill after that. So that's going to be a huge game for both sides coming into that week 4. So mark your calendars, folks. I like September 21st.
I like how you broke that down, man, because nobody's talking about that. Yeah. Nobody's talking about Baylor versus Colorado.
And if you're a fan of both, like myself, that's a huge game.
Yeah.
Leading into that's going to determine the rest of the season, in my eyes, for either team. Which direction are you going to go? Because both of those teams can come in 1-2.
Yeah.
They can come in 2-1, 0-3, 3-0. Colorado definitely's got the chance to come in 3-0. It'll be a little bit tougher for Baylor. Yeah. But, what if they do get a win against Utah? We expect them to beat Tarleton State. We expect them to beat Air Force.
Yeah.
So what if they do get a win against them? Or if they don't, they're still coming in 2-1.
If they beat Utah and come in 3-0, would they be the favorites against Colorado? It wouldn't be wrong if they were.
It wouldn't be wrong. I don't know. It wouldn't be wrong for them to be considered the favorite. And then, the schedule is going to be tough for Colorado. Don't have any slouch games. We'll just put it like that. Colorado don't have any slouch games. So Coach Prime's going to have to do a great job of coaching this year, which I think he's capable of doing. They don't have any slouch games. Right after Baylor, they got UCF. The sleeper team. Don't sleep on them if you want. They got KJ Harvey over there, running back. One of the best backs in the nation.
He running hard.
Yeah, they got them Florida boys out there.
He running like he's starving.
Yeah, they got them Florida boys like he's starving. They got those Florida boys out there. Don't. That's not a slash game either, and it's at UCF. And it's in September, so down here in the South, it's still gonna be hot. I know in September when they doing practice up there in Colorado,
it's gonna be.
It might be snowing in Colorado already in September. Ain't no telling.
It's gonna be.
They come down to Florida. Man, that's something not finna do no playing. I know y'all felt that heat out there today. 103.
Man.
Heat index 109.
109.
So
it's only gonna get hotter.
It's only getting hotter from there. So that's gonna be a tough game, especially since they're gonna spend pretty much 2 or 3 weeks in Colorado because they're playing Colorado State. Then they play Baylor at home on the 21st, and so you'll get to spend time, be nice and cozy in that cool air in the mountains of Colorado. Then you got to come out here to the heat.
Come down to hell.
Yeah, pretty much. That's exactly what it's gonna feel like. That's where all of them are gonna feel like they at when they come play UCF at UCF. They don't got the time on here yet. Hopefully, for Colorado, they make it a night game. Because y'all got to play at 11 o'clock.
It don't even matter though.
If y'all it's still gonna be humid.
It's 99. It's 99 at nighttime. It ain't gonna even matter.
Hey, the South is not playing at all this year. For everybody that's got to come and play any games in the South, that sun's not playing.
Mm-mm.
It's gonna be for real out there. So
it shows no mercy.
No mercy at all. So Big 12, doing a Big 12 preview here, folks, and talking a little bit of Colorado football, a little bit of Baylor football. Some exciting teams here in the Big 12 coming up this season. I really don't see any teams that are going to just be terrible like that in the start of this season. So Big 12. Yeah, go ahead.
It's Big 10 or SEC, Big 10, Big 12, to be honest.
SEC, Big 10, Big 12. I'm not mad at that.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Because the SEC and Big 10 are super conferences.
Yeah,
so I'm not mad at that at all.
Yeah.
If we can be in that number, I won't be mad at that. Folks, we're gonna hit the top of the hour, and we're gonna continue to talk a little bit more Big 12 football right after this short break.
CBS Sports Central Texas, KWBT HD2 Waco, Temple, Killeen, Fort Hood is CBS Sports Central Texas, changing sports radio.
So, folks, we're still here. CBS Sports Radio, Central Texas, and Centex Sports Network.com or Centex Sports TV on YouTube. If you're watching with us on Facebook, it's Centex Sports Network. I am Jalen Gillis, the host of Centex Primetime, still here with PJ Gaither. and we were talking a little bit of Big 12 football. So we got to talk a little bit about Colorado and their expectations. Why do you think it is that it seems like so many people around this country, I'll just say so many college football fans around this country, don't want to see Colorado do good?
Yeah, I knew you were going to say that.
I mean, I'm just trying to figure it out. Like, is it?
I mean, when you got somebody like Deion Sanders, man, he's just a huge star within his own right. Then you got Warren Sapp out there coaching as well.
Dog.
He's a dog. You got a whole bunch of just dogs on the coaching staff.
Yeah.
All across the board. And you got these young guys, they got vlogs and YouTubes and all, how these young dudes be doing. They big on TikTok, they on their pop locking. It's, it hit different. You don't really like it. It's almost like in the Olympics, I was noticing a lot of countries, because we was winning.
Oh, yeah.
We was dogging people this
Everybody. In whatever sport you want to put out there. The only thing I didn't see us out there in is Taekwondo.
Table tennis. Table tennis. But, we was dogging people, and a lot of other countries were mad, like, oh, we're tired of the Americans, they're celebrating, need to act like they won. And that's the thing. Deion has won at every level.
Every level. He's a winner in life.
He's a winner in life. And when you're a winner in life, some people are so unhappy with their own lives that they would love to see you be down. What is it? Misery loves company.
They love it.
So they want to see him fail. That's why as soon as they started losing last year, people started I've seen so many people I'm talking about hour-long videos about Colorado. It was crazy.
I seen Paul Feinbaum just a couple of weeks ago. He's a big talking head in college sports and college football, if not the biggest talking head.
Definitely down south.
And especially here down in the south. Talking about Colorado is going to be irrelevant to college football.
What make you say that?
No, what makes you come out unprovoked and just say Colorado is going to be irrelevant? He said that Coach Prime is relevant, but he said Colorado is irrelevant, which we know is cap. For some of our listeners, cap.
That's so cap.
Means you're lying.
That's so cap.
That's cap. We know that's cap.
That's a foul on him.
Come on, man. We know that's cap. Yeah. Every single week for at least that first 4 or 5 weeks of football season last year, Colorado was like the Super Bowl.
How they gonna be irrelevant and y'all make y'all money off talking about them?
Every week.
Every segment.
Colorado win? Did you see Coach Prime's son?
Yeah.
He looking like a top quarterback. No matter what you say about him, even if you saying Colorado sucks, you can't say they're irrelevant.
That's hatred.
You can't say they're irrelevant. We don't have to say that we think they're going to be the best team in the nation. I don't think they're going to be the best team in the nation. But to say that they're irrelevant to college football is just a lie.
So can the jury just say that Paul Feinbaum is a hater?
And Paul Feinbaum has proved his haterism
he's a hater.
over the years.
Yeah,
shout out to Paul Feinbaum, but I'm just saying he's proved but that's kind of his thing though. That's kind of his thing though, because everybody was upset, or a lot of people were upset about what he said about Colorado. I'm like, y'all ain't been watching what he said about Michigan.
Yeah.
He been going in on Jim Harbaugh for about 5. I think he might want to fade Jim Harbaugh. He hates Jim Harbaugh.
He be talking crazy. I ain't gonna lie. When it come to them, he be talking crazy.
I haven't heard him say anything. I mean, they won a natty, and I didn't hear him say anything good about Jim Harbaugh.
I can't say, though, man, shout out to him, because he showed love towards Baylor and back in their heydays a few times.
For sure.
And Texas Longhorns, too.
Yeah, for sure.
So I give him that,
Yeah, he showed love in the past to other teams. I mean, that's his job. He's going to do his job. He got to have an opinion.
Yeah, his opinion.
Everybody got to have their opinion.
Can't be mad at him.
Especially in this job. Everybody's got to have their opinion on stuff.
It's crazy to say irrelevant, though.
That's wild.
That's crazy. I don't agree with that one.
It's cap.
Yeah.
Don't matter how you put it. It's cap. We know the real. Yeah. Everybody's going to be tuned in just like last year. I mean, what they win? 3 or 4 games last year?
Yeah.
And people was watching every week, especially for the first few weeks. I mean, we can't sit up here and act like we wasn't all watching. That Colorado State game that went to overtime, I feel like the whole world was watching.
That was probably one of the most
I got on the
games.
internet. Everybody is talking about rappers, athletes, basketball players.
And I think I seen Quavo on the sideline.
Yeah, Dude got the sideline looking like the BET Awards.
Yeah, I think.
Like, how you gonna say he's irrelevant? Who else got 6 or 7 rappers on their sideline? Like,
Man.
dude, we seen 2 Chainz.
2 Chainz, Future might be at the game.
We seen Cameron and them come from New York to Colorado.
You got Boosie in the locker room.
Come on, irrelevant is crazy.
Yeah.
To say that they're gonna be irrelevant, you can say they're not gonna be good. That's your opinion. You can think that. And they haven't showed anything in the past for you to think otherwise. So I ain't even mad at nobody for saying they're not gonna be good, even though I believe they're gonna be good this year. But to say they're irrelevant is crazy.
It's like I say, man, misery loves company. And when they just have so many eyes on them, and there's so many people that love them. When you got so many people that love you, always gonna have probably more that's gonna hate you and want to see you fail.
And it's like what you talked about a second ago. You got all these young dudes on the team that's making, man. Travis Hunter been making money since he was in high school.
High school.
He been had some bread.
Yeah.
You seen them? They buying their dad's Tesla trucks and stuff, houses.
Man.
Shadur is doing the Shadur.
Yeah, the Shadur.
He holding the wrist up on
got the rollie.
the Shadur.
Yeah.
like DJ Khaled said.
The
The Shadur. So they got a reason to hate. He coming out to his song. He not coming out the rapper song. He coming out to his song.
That's tough.
He the one jumping out of Bentley truck.
Yeah, that's tough.
That nobody likes that.
Mm-mm.
They don't want to see that. I think that's where a lot of the hate comes from.
They cars got suicide though.
Like, come on, man. These dudes are pulling up looking like an NFL team sometimes. That's why they got robbed last year in LA. They tried to play that funny stuff in what was that, UCLA?
Yeah.
Boys ran through their bags.
What's the song? Meet the Flockers.
Yeah. Shout out YG. Hey, they learned. Leave that ice at home. Leave that ice at home when you go to LA.
You can't do that.
All the young bucks on here watching. Leave that ice at home when you go to LA. It's not safe. Shout out to the Olympics in 2028.
It's gonna be.
I hope y'all leave all the ice at home.
It's gonna be a mess.
Cause them boys are gonna be out.
Yeah.
Them boys they're gonna be running a lot more than races.
Yeah.
The track races out there in LA in 2028.
It's gonna be a mess, man.
Yeah, that's. I mean, that's a whole nother conversation that Olympics talk. But yeah, Colorado, man, I'm excited to see what they're gonna do this year. Not sure why they get a lot of the hate. Well, we talked about some of the reasons they get a lot of the hate, but we got to stop that, man. Let's keep the hatred in the past going into this next season. Let's just be a fan. Let's just be a fan and get to watch some good football. Mm-hmm. Shadur is a top 3 QB, if not the best QB in the nation. He's in my eyes, he's top 3 for sure. I know everybody is on this Carson Beck thing in Georgia.
That's a real thing.
They got him projected like
number 1.
Let me. Matter of fact, while we're talking about that, let me pull up the AP preseason All-American team. I think he is a first-team preseason All-American.
Hey, quarterback?
If I'm not mistaken. First-team offense for preseason All-American. Carson Beck, 5th year in Georgia.
Man, no.
I'm telling you.
Ain't no way,
I'm reading it right here. First-team offense.
So there's no Quinn Ewers.
Nope.
Jalen Milroe.
Let me look at second team to see who's the second team. This is gonna be even funnier. Second team for All-American team, Dylan Gabriel. Hey, man. I'm sick of seeing these 26-year-olds out here playing college football, and y'all coming in here talking about how good these guys are.
Say, I'm 25. Man, if you my age, I'm going to be 26 in January. If you still playing ball in college, something wrong, man. Go ahead and give it up, bro.
These dudes got families.
Why you not in? Yeah.
You playing against kids. These guys got families, man.
You playing against 04, 05 babies.
You was graduating high school. Some of these dudes is in middle school, man.
They weren't even in middle school. They weren't even in middle school when you was playing. It don't make no sense.
You know, that's just the AP preseason. You know, that's their opinion. Like I said, but the Associated Press.
That's On 3 or ESPN.
No, this is the AP preseason.
AP.
This is Associated Press. All-American squad just got put out today, I think, or yesterday.
I'm gonna appreciate their opinion. They can have that, but that ain't right.
No,
that ain't right.
What I will agree with is they have. I give you that. They got for running backs. They got Ollie Gordon from Oklahoma State.
Okay.
And Amarion Hampton from North Carolina.
They did right.
I like both of those guys. Cool. At receiver, they got Luther Burden.
He's a dog.
Monster.
He's a dog.
They got We just talking about what's the name? Just talking about Arizona. McMillan. He's a dog out there receiver. Yep. McMillan is going to be a problem and probably going to be the best receiver. All-purpose. The one I agree with the most is all-purpose first-team All-American Travis Hunter.
Yes.
I don't think people understand how hard it is. I think he averaged a little bit over 100 snaps a game last year when he played. He's playing both sides of the ball. He's more than likely the best receiver when he's on the field for either team. If not the best, he's going to be the second best. He's for sure the best corner when he's playing corner.
He's on Heisman watch.
He's got to be. He's got to be. They need to go ahead and just let him be all around and let him return kicks. Yeah. If they let him return kicks, I think he's winning the Heisman. Because he's going to take at least 2 or 3 of those to the house. I think he had 7 touchdowns last year at receiver, and he missed like 4 or 5 games. Yeah. Still had 7 touchdowns. Defense, everybody says it's kind of balanced offense defense. It ain't balanced to me. Defense, he's the best corner in the nation.
Locked down.
In the nation to me when he's playing corner.
Yeah, nobody's.
We seen, that first game of the season last year when he made that ridiculous pick against TCU.
That was crazy.
When he's dropping back into the cover 2, come back out on his tippy toes, catches it, ball in front of him. Like, that takes real ball skills. I know he's a receiver.
You can't even teach that.
You can't because he read the play. He was supposed to stay with the receiver going back. Yeah. You seen dude coming out in the flats, got the pick, and if he didn't fall down, it would have been a house call.
He's just him.
He's him for sure. I love Shedeur, and I think, like I said, I think he's a top 3 dude. I think Travis Hunter might be the best player in college.
In college, for sure.
To play over 100 snaps, do y'all know how hard that is?
It's hard.
Now they in the Big 12, so a lot of them 100 snaps gonna be in the heat. So I hope he drinking water and eating Wheaties or whatever.
He from Georgia though.
Yeah, he from Georgia, so he's used to
it. GA.
He used to it. Shout out to them Georgia boys, man. He used to it playing in that heat, but he definitely gonna have to get back adjusted playing 100 snaps. Cause this ain't high school. I know dudes is playing 100 snaps maybe or whatever in high school. This ain't high school.
See, now I say that he from Georgia, but that heat's something different in Texas.
It's serious.
It's serious.
It's serious.
I don't know how we be living out here sometimes.
Today. Today is a perfect example of that. I think their only game in Texas is against Tech, and it's in November.
Ooh, they got lucky.
They got very, very lucky.
Ooh, they got lucky.
Their only game is against Tech, but that's September 28th against UCF. It's gonna feel like Texas.
Yeah, you going down to Florida?
It's gonna feel like Texas.
And so that's Gator breed. They're gonna be out there with them Gators.
Yeah. For real. Out there in Central Florida, that heat's gonna be serious. Arizona, it could be. That's a different type of heat, but that's in October. They play them.
That'd be like
October 19th.
That'd be like. That might be a night game.
Yeah, it'll probably be. It will because it's West Coast. Yeah. So it'll be a night game. They'll get that little desert breeze they get out there in Arizona in the wintertime. That's really their only hot game like that. So Colorado, they got away with that one.
Okay, they good.
But Travis, Heisman, my favorite for Heisman to me.
I don't see
play
no
both sides. If he gets 10 touchdowns, he needs to win the Heisman because he's probably gonna have 2 or 3 picks to go with that as well.
Outside of him, I got Quinn Ewers.
Quinn Ewers is gonna be tough, man. Let's just stay there since we're talking about college football. Let's talk about the old Big 12 teams, Texas and Oklahoma, transitioning over to the SEC. Texas, Texas is proven. Texas is proven. They showed last year. Not only can they compete with the SEC, but they can run the SEC.
I ain't gonna lie, man.
They beat Bama. They beat Bama last year. Y'all forget, Bama only lost before the playoffs was against Texas. And I feel like Texas wasn't even all the way together at that point.
Nah.
That was what, week 2 or week 3?
Week 2.
So now they're coming in this season. I ain't
gonna lie, I'm finna come on.
What do you think, man? What you think about them 2 teams coming over? Let's start with Texas first.
I'm finna bring the same excitement that I brought with Baylor for these Longhorns. I'm excited. We did just have 2 of our running backs go down, but I'm not even worried though. We're so deep at every position on this Texas team that it is insane.
That's probably the spot that they could have had.
Yeah, go down. This is possibly the most deepest team in college football. They got somebody at every position. It's a dude behind somebody who will be a starter at any other school.
Yeah.
This Texas team is ridiculous across the board. Like, people thought we were good last year. they think we're gonna be good this year. We're gonna be way better next year. Cause Manning, you seen the spring game.
I seen it, and I think that's that Quinn, as good as he is, he's gonna be on the short leash. I feel like he get in one of these games and throw 3 or 4 picks.
The
Manning jersey's gonna start raising up out the stands.
And Archie looking like his uncle. He's looking like his uncle right now. I'm like, we gonna be good for these next few years to come for sure. But man, Texas they're gonna be very good. I think they can run. They can really run the table in the SEC, man. I don't really see nobody else in the SEC that's just gonna be a super problem for them. And like, they're going to be the underdogs whenever they play Alabama. Well, they don't play this year.
They don't play Bama.
Georgia. When they
do
Georgia.
Got a tough schedule. I'm gonna go through a couple of these games real quick.
No, they got to play Georgia and which I feel like they're going to dog and I'm going to that game.
So week 1, they got Colorado State. Mm-hmm. They're gonna blow them out the water. Week 2, you got Michigan.
We winning it though.
You got Michigan. Now that's gonna be tough.
That's gonna be in Ann Arbor though.
It's gonna be in Ann Arbor. And it's going to be 11 o'clock.
I'm going to go on record and say we winning.
You think they're going to win that game? I'm not going against you.
We winning.
I'm not going against you on that. I think Texas got a better team than Michigan.
Yeah.
I think Michigan lost a lot of their dogs. Michigan's going to be good.
Yeah.
But they got too much stuff going on, man.
There's a lot. Didn't
their coach just get suspended?
I think so.
That's why Jim Harbaugh got up out of there.
Yeah. He seen it coming.
I'm not going to play with my money. I'm going to San Diego. With Justin Herbert. I'm not going to play with y'all in college.
He getting that good money out
there. And then they talking about he got a suspension if he comes back to college football. Man, that boy going to retire before he come back to college football. Man, he ain't never coming back.
They doing him like that. They acting like it's a warrant.
Yeah. Hey, they got a warrant out for Jim Harbaugh. But, they said he's suspended for a year if he come back.
Like, that's tough.
That dude's not coming back.
He ain't coming back.
He got plenty of bread.
Listen, I wouldn't either.
I wouldn't either. I'm going to the league.
On the run.
I'm going to the league. He on the run. He went to the other side of the nation. He went to California. He said, I ain't even going to be on the East Coast.
He by the border.
Just in case I got to sneak up out of here, Mexico right on the other side. I'll get up out of here.
Yeah.
But they got a lot going on there in Michigan. They got a talented team, but Michigan always let's not play like Michigan don't always got a talented team.
Yeah, they're gonna be good.
And they didn't just win the championship for the first time last year in
a long time.
They got a talented team every year. So they'll be good, but I got Texas in that. Even it's gonna be tough playing in that. That's a huge stadium. So that's gonna be tough playing out there. I got Texas too. After that, they got UTSA.
That's a dub.
Out of there.
That's a dub.
They got Louisiana Monroe after that.
Dub.
Mississippi State.
Dub.
Yeah. Hey, Texas might be number 1 in the country before they get to Oklahoma.
Look, it's gonna be
because after that it's gonna be October 12th, and everybody's been talking about this day, October 12th, because I think it's like 6 or 7 primetime games going on. I think Oregon played Penn State that day.
That's gonna be.
It's a lot of games going on.
Is Oregon playing them in Penn State?
I don't know. I'm finna look it up. But they played them October.
We'll get to that one.
They play them October 12th. Let's see who they have after that. After them, that's a tough stretch. After them, so it's gonna go Oklahoma on October 12th. Next weekend they got Georgia at home. They got Georgia
Hold on,
at home.
look. Hey, you know what? No, I'm gonna stay on my 10. We winning both them games. After we win both them games, if we not already number 1, we gonna be number 1 in the country.
They have to be number 1.
Gotta be number 1 in the country.
That's who's number 1 is Georgia.
Who got a better schedule?
That's who's number 1 right now.
Who got a better up to that point?
Nobody. Because they're not doing the SEC East and West anymore this year.
Yeah.
It's just SEC.
It's SEC.
So it's just going to be the 2 top teams. Whoever got the most wins is going to be in the SEC championship. It's not going to be the best in the West and the best in the East anymore. So that's going to be an adjustment for Georgia. Because Georgia used to beating up on that SEC East, getting to play Vanderbilt every week and stuff. And South Carolina.
They take Vanderbilt out.
And Florida. That's who Texas got right after Georgia, Vanderbilt.
You know, I've been to Nashville a few times. I didn't even realize Vanderbilt was out there.
I didn't know Vanderbilt was in Nashville until you just said it.
That's crazy.
I thought it was a Vanderbilt, Tennessee or something.
I thought they in Nashville.
I've never looked up Vanderbilt because why would I look up Vanderbilt?
Yeah.
I can't think of a sport that they've been. Maybe they're good in lacrosse.
Baseball.
All right.
Baseball.
Yeah, I don't watch baseball.
Dogs at baseball.
I sure don't watch college baseball. But I don't even watch baseball. I watch MCC baseball. Shout out to MCC down here in Waco. I watch MCC baseball.
Yeah.
But Vanderbilt, no. They that's a dub.
That's a dub.
And after that, they got Florida. Now the Florida's one of them tricky games.
That's a dub.
I definitely got Texas winning that. But you just never know with Florida.
Yeah. Shout out DJ Lagway though. I think he's gonna be good.
Another Texas boy, straight out of Willis, Texas.
I think he's gonna be good out there.
DJ Lagway, I forgot about him down there in Florida. He can't do it by himself. They were sorry with Anthony Richardson, so.
Yeah, they were sorry with a lot of people. There were a lot of people.
If you sorry with Anthony Richardson, the quarterback,
something wrong.
You might just be sorry.
Yeah.
Because he's a dog. Then they closed their schedule out with Arkansas, November 16th.
Dub.
Kentucky, November 23rd.
Dub.
Last game of the season, A&M at A&M.
Dub. Hey, we might go 12-0.
So you think Texas? I mean, it ain't.
We might go.
What they go 12-1 last year?
At worst, is 11-1 going into the college football playoff.
Yeah,
or going into the SEC championship.
It's not an exaggeration. It could be real life.
It could be real life.
It's not an exaggeration to think that Texas could go all the way. So Texas, I mean, we're expecting a lot out of them this year, even though they're going into the SEC.
Mm-hmm.
Expecting a lot out of Texas. Quinn Ewers, a quarterback. Dogs all around. You got Isaiah Bond, and came from Alabama. I mean, it's loaded. Shout out.
We got 007 at receiver, man. He's ridiculous.
Shout out Trey Wiseman. Might get some burn at running back, man. They lost some guys.
He will for sure.
They're gonna be competing for that spot, man. Yeah. Shout out to a Central Texas boy at Waco.
We got a whole bunch.
Waco youngin.
We got a whole bunch of them on the team.
We got to see him very, very up close and personal. While he was at Conley. I mean, a dog.
Got some more Conley boys on that team.
Dog. Shout out Jelani McDonald out there. Shout out Kobe Black out there. I mean,
hey, he gonna be.
Conley don't put some people out, y'all.
Yeah.
For those that we got a lot of different fans. I know.
No, that's a conversation.
Central Texas. Conley don't put some dudes out these last few years, man. They got 3 guys at the biggest school in Texas you can go to.
Yeah.
So definitely shout out Conley and the program. We got to work with them personally. For the last few years, so definitely shout out to Conley. They got some dogs, and I know McDonald gonna be in the rotation at least on kickoff.
What's our guy from Marlin?
Shout out Gillette, Darian Gillette.
Gillette.
Central Texas, man. We got 4 of your products down there at Texas, and a team that, like PJ just said,
they gonna be
got a chance to be number 1 in the nation. And win it all this year. Honestly, I mean, we just got to go ahead and say it. If they beat Georgia on October 19th, who do we gonna just definitively put in front of them? If they knocking Georgia out, Saban ain't down. The boogeyman not in Alabama anymore, y'all. I know Alabama's still gonna be good, but they already lost some dogs.
They lost a lot.
They lost Isaiah
and we got
Bond.
A few of them dogs.
They lost the best DB in the nation to me, outside of Travis Hunter, with Caleb Downs. He went to Ohio State. So, I mean, they lost some dogs. I know that it's still Bama, y'all. They still going to be good. And I think it's going to be a few years before they fall off, even though Alabama fans don't think they're going to fall off. I think Bama's going to fall off eventually.
They roll tide forever.
They'll be good. They'll be,
they're going to be,
17, 18 in the country, somewhere around there.
It's going to be like whenever we was kind of growing up for a second.
Yeah,
you know?
Before Saban got it. It's going to be just like before the Saban era. Y'all will be all right, man. Y'all got 40 championships or whatever out of Saban.
Yeah.
So y'all will be okay, but I think the run is coming to an end.
And it's okay.
And that's okay. Y'all had the best players. Y'all had a pro team for a decade. A decade of pro team, over a decade.
Yeah.
Because the 2020 team was crazy, just like the 2019 team was crazy. Just like the 2009 team was crazy. That's a decade straight of pro teams. Y'all was out there playing with a pro team. So, I mean, y'all will be all right. I think their run in the SEC is coming to an end, though. Texas got a chance to come back to his glory days, honestly. Like how we got to see in them 2000s growing up.
It's going to bring me to tears, man.
With Vince Young and them boys.
It's going to bring me to tears.
They got a chance. Sure. Now, their counterpart, talked about Texas, their counterpart, Oklahoma, that's going into the SEC, I'm not too high on. I'm not too high on Oklahoma at all. I really don't know why they went to the SEC. To me, Oklahoma had some more, just like they've had the last 10 years, some almost guaranteed championships, even though the Big 12 is crazy now. they were for sure going to be the favorite in the Big 12.
Forever.
You go over to the SEC,
you're going to be an Arkansas.
yeah. And that's how I feel. I think Oklahoma's got a chance to be cool. I know they had a good season last year with Dylan Gabriel and stuff at quarterback. We're going to see what the other Texas boys do this year at quarterback from Den Geyer out there. But
you got to think, though, man, with this NIL, man, and it's not to say Oklahoma has a lot of money. That's a very, very prestigious college in its own right. But it's just different, man. You're competing against the Texas A&M, the LSU, Alabama, even Florida.
Yep.
Tennessee is crazy. You know anything about
they got that top? They got that top QB that they've been waiting on for the last couple of years.
Ole Miss. You're competing against the Ole Misses. It's just not a lot of room in the SEC no more for anyone to come in like that and try to compete. And the only reason why Texas is able to do it is because of the talent and how big the state of Texas is.
Yeah. And they're loaded.
And they're loaded.
At every position. I mean, we just went down. They're loaded at every position.
Yeah. So with Oklahoma, man, I don't see Oklahoma, and there's no disrespect towards them, and I'm speaking from like an unbiased stance, even though I am a Texas fan.
Yeah.
It's more of, what do I get out of going to OU? Like, what do I get out of going to live in Norman? I love Norman.
Yeah, well, I got a chance to go out there.
Yeah, I got
a chance to go out there. It's good atmosphere.
It's a good atmosphere, but it's more like, would you want to be in Baton Rouge?
That's completely different. Death Valley
and
Norman are two completely different atmospheres.
Yeah.
Norman was loud.
It was loud.
Norman is loud. They got a good college atmosphere out there.
Yeah.
Baton Rouge, when you in there and that band gets to playing neck,
yeah, it's over.
And they screaming, man, you can't feel your hands. You can't feel nothing. Your ears is ringing.
Yeah, your feet.
You can't feel nothing.
They got your feet vibrating.
Whole body shaking.
Yeah, your body is shaking, man.
Whole body shaking. So like
it's different.
It's different.
Or do you want to be in Tennessee?
Tennessee I seen they had Dolly Parton come out there last year, come sing some songs. They had Peyton Manning back there. I said, Tennessee.
They might have a lookalike Elvis on the side. You never know it. You never know with Tennessee, man.
Gonna be a whole lot of orange out there.
A whole lot of orange. Or do you want to be in Austin?
Yeah, we know what that atmosphere.
You know how that is.
That stadium gets crazy too.
Oh, Miss be crazy.
Oh, Miss one of the
what's they
Hotty Toddy.
Hotty Toddy. Yeah, the Hotty Toddy. You gonna hear that from I'm talking about from about 20 miles away.
Hey man,
all the way up to the stadium.
It's gonna be 40,000-50,000 drunk people screaming at you when you get to Ole Miss.
And all of them got trucks.
Let me. They say one of the best tailgating atmospheres. I got to get out there to a game at Ole Miss. I haven't been out there, but I got to get out there to a game at Ole Miss. They said they got some of the best tailgates
that you can get. What it's looking like.
Yeah, let me look a little bit at this Oklahoma schedule as they go into the SEC. They got Temple first. Okay, cool. They got Houston after that. They'll probably beat Houston. They got Tulane. They really got a little cupcake first big game.
Tulane though, hold on.
No, Tulane nice. Tulane been nice the last few years. I give you that. Tulane been nice the last few years.
That'll be a tough one.
And then they got this one. Then it starts after that. They got Tennessee. September 21st. It's at Oklahoma, so they got they get a little advantage right there. But Tennessee ranked number 15 coming in. Tennessee gonna be nice.
You ranked or not?
16, right behind Tennessee.
Okay, that's gonna be one. That's
gonna be their first test because they could easily be 3-0 to start the season. You got Temple, Houston, Tulane.
That's a toss up.
That's a toss up game, but it's at Oklahoma, so they can do that.
They can easily get
Auburn.
Yeah, man.
I give Oklahoma that one. Auburn. Shout out Cam Newton.
Yeah,
every time we talk about Auburn being sorry, I'm gonna shout out Cam Newton because y'all didn't give him his flowers like y'all should have. Best college football player ever.
It's Cam and Bo.
Yeah, facts. They really got two of the best college football players ever.
I'm gonna get Brandon Jacobs too, but he wasn't just
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it wasn't like them two. Those two
Cam
on a whole nother world.
Yeah.
So after that, they got Auburn. Then October 12th, we just talked about. They got Texas. Red River rivalry.
That's an L.
They get to play them again.
That's an L.
Then
I'm mad we lost against them last year.
I was about to say, so they gonna be trying to get their get back. Texas gonna try to get their lick back.
And I was over by Deep Ellum.
Yeah,
I had to leave. I started getting emotional. Couldn't believe we lost.
Yeah, that's gonna be a really, really good game. I mean, it always is.
Yeah.
Every year it's a good game with them. But I got Texas there. They got South Carolina. I don't even know who's at South Carolina besides
Where's South Carolina right now?
nothing. South Carolina is right donut 0. And then after that, they got Ole Miss at Ole Miss. That's an L, man.
That's an L, yeah.
That's an L.
It's going to be ugly. We just talked about that.
That's an L. I'm sorry to tell you. I'm not sorry to tell you. I don't even like Oklahoma.
Oh, yeah.
But Oklahoma, after that, they got, Oklahoma always do that. They always going to throw in one of them random cupcake games in the middle of the season
Dominion or
to
something?
get their comment. Maine.
Man, what?
Name me 4 people from Maine right now. Anybody.
I don't know nobody.
Any of our listeners
That's
listening to us on the app, or if you're watching us, name me 4 people from Maine right now.
Boy, we need to put that on a survey. Name 4 people from. Name one. Name one.
Somebody might
person.
slip up and accidentally name 1. That's why I said name 4.
All right, name 4. Yeah.
So they got Maine in there. Give them a little confidence boost, I guess. They got
You know what
Missouri.
conference Maine in?
Couldn't tell you. Couldn't tell you, my boy. I don't know who. The Maine Black Bears.
I ain't even know they mascot.
Never seen their mascot till just now when I looked at it. The Maine
The Black Bears.
Black Bears.
Shout out the Black Bears.
Shout out to the Black Bears.
Shout out to them.
I'm looking at this. They got a bunch of random teams on their schedule, so I definitely ain't gonna figure it out from that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, they got Maine, and after that, they got Missouri at Missouri.
Luther Burden gonna have about 250 receiving yards.
He's gonna do them horrible.
250.
Luther Burden's gonna do them terrible.
250 and 3 touchdowns.
Then after that, Bama.
Hmm.
At least it's at Oklahoma. At least they get that. It's at Oklahoma. But they got Bama, and they close the season out going to Death Valley against LSU.
It's gonna be ugly.
Shout out LSU, man. They got they got a couple.
I might be at that one.
They got a preseason All-American. I was just looking at that. My boy that I've been liking since he came out of high school, Harold Perkins.
Yeah.
They got him as first team defense.
Dog.
They got to know what to do with him, man. I feel like they're just not using him right. I don't know what's going on, but I feel like he could easily be 12 to 15 sacks every year. He a freak athlete.
Yeah, he's like a Micah.
And this is probably his last year at LSU, especially if he has a good year. He coming out.
He coming out.
He ain't staying no 4 years.
Stay for it.
Yeah, go get paid, man.
Yeah, go get that money.
Go get some bread going on to the league.
For sure.
So yeah, Oklahoma not as enthusiastic about their outcome, and that's not too bad of a schedule.
Who was that quarterback?
Boy from Denton Geyer, Jackson Arnold.
Jackson Arnold.
Just shout out to him. He a Texas boy.
They might have about three or 4 losses.
I think they're gonna lose to Tennessee.
About 4.
I think they're gonna lose to Texas.
Yeah.
I think they're gonna lose to Ole Miss.
That's 3.
I think they're gonna lose to Bama.
LSU
I
for
think
sure.
they're gonna lose to LSU.
5 losses.
At their Valley. So that's 5 losses for Oklahoma. These are just predictions here, folks. We don't know what's gonna happen, but if I'm just predicting it,
Still early on.
still very early. But yeah. So Oklahoma and Texas jumping into the SEC. That's what it's gonna look like for those guys, man. It's gonna be tough for Oklahoma. It's gonna be tough for Texas too, but I think Texas got the lineup to be able to stick with that. Folks, want to thank everybody for watching with us so far. If you're listening to us on CBS Sports Radio, Central Texas, or the Centex Sports One app, appreciate you guys jumping on with the Centex Sports Network on Facebook and Centex Sports TV on YouTube. If you've been watching with us, if you're watching, guys, make sure you drop a couple comments. Seen a few comments on the Facebook already. So you guys jump in those comments. You're watching with us on Facebook or on YouTube. Got about a little under 30 minutes left to go for today's show. Want to talk about a little NFL, man. We touched on it a little bit, but let's touch on these 2 Texas teams, man. The NFL, it's not a lot of years that both teams are good for Texas in the NFL with the Texans and the Cowboys. Usually it's one or the other.
You think we both good right now?
Well, that's what we're going to talk about. We touched a little bit on the Texans a little bit earlier in the show, folks. Texans, they got a squad, man. I'm a Texans fan. I try not to get too overhyped. I don't like overhyping my own teams, but we got a squad this year, man. Shout out to Miko Ryans. He got the team looking right. We've been looking right in preseason, even though preseason usually don't mean a lot. But when our ones out there, we look right, y'all. We look right. We look like we might do something this year.
They moving down that field so fast.
I mean,
it's smooth.
You got Diggs.
Yeah.
See, and Diggs, I feel like it's gonna be a decoy.
Yeah.
I feel like the number ones is still Tank Dell and Nico Collins. I feel like Diggs is gonna be more of a decoy. But even when he's not a decoy, he's one of the best receivers in the league. So we got a real live three-headed monster. I think the best receiving trio in the league.
We ain't even speak on the running backs.
Then we got Joe Mixon out of Cincinnati. Still got that Florida boy Pierce out there running back and coming in and back up. I mean, it's gonna be. We got a squad, y'all. If our O-line can stay healthy and give CJ some time to throw, we don't even got to speak on CJ. We'll know what he's gonna do.
Know what he's about.
He's like that.
Yeah.
Defense, we got better. We still got Will Anderson. He coming in year 2. He's gonna be a dog. When they got Daniil Hunter to be on the other edge with him. We lost D'Amico Achi for the first 6 games because some PED stuff or whatever. I don't know what these dudes always talking about. They ate a burger and got some PED stuff.
How the meat had? Come on.
It's always a smoothie. It's always, man, I drank a smoothie and I didn't know it had a. Like, you ain't know the Compluterol was in your smoothie, man. Like, come on, man, stop it. But he's gonna be out for about 6 games. Still got Petrie back there, and shout out Texas once again. That's a Houston boy.
Yeah.
They come from Stafford.
Yep.
I think he came out of Stafford.
Stafford, yeah.
So got Petrie back there, the DBs.
Stingley.
I don't want to call him top 3 or top because it's too early, but I almost got to. What was it? A couple of days ago, the game they played.
Yeah.
3 targets, 1 pick, 2 pass breakups.
You want me to say it? He top 3.
I don't like overhyping my team, but man.
Yeah, he top 3.
I got to give it to Sting.
I give him top 5. I'll cool off.
I'll for sure give him top 5.
Give him top 5.
Who are we going to?
Who you going to put?
Ramsey, Sauce, Pat Surtain. I'm trying to think who. What you want to throw Diggs back in there?
Yeah.
He coming back in?
He coming
Diggs?
back in. Top 5.
Sting. He right there. He's right there. So Texans, we got a chance to do something special this year, man. You got to capitalize on their quarterbacks when they in that rookie contract. I think that's what it's all about. We've seen the Seahawks do it when they had Russell Wilson. They just put dogs everywhere and had a solid quarterback. C.J. Stroud way better than Russell Wilson.
Way better.
But if we can build a team like that while he's on a rookie contract, we can do something special, man.
It's going to be
We can do something special. The AFC South is tough, though.
Yeah.
A lot of people just putting us up there to win. I'm like, man, y'all not looking at the AFC South.
They in a tough conference.
Our sorriest team in the division is Tennessee, but their defense is crazy.
Their defense is ridiculous.
They got Simmons. They just want to pay L'Jarius Sneed from the Chiefs.
They fly around the ball.
They got Cheeto Awuzie at the other corner. They went and got Jamal Adams, another Texas boy.
These Cowboy players be leaving. They be leaving and thriving.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
So they got a defense. Jacksonville gonna be good again, just like they've been with Trevor Lawrence.
Out there in Duval.
They went and got some more receivers. They went and got Gabe Davis from the Bills. So they'll be out there.
What's our boy receiver out there in Jacksonville, Alabama product?
I can't think. Oh, you talking about Ridley? He on Tennessee. He went to Tennessee.
He is on Tennessee.
Tennessee got him and D-Hop.
Yeah, you right.
Tennessee got him and D-Hop. That's what and the division tough.
Ooh.
The division tough. Then we didn't even talk about the Colts. If Anthony Richardson stay healthy, that's him and Jonathan Taylor in the backfield is crazy.
One of the more consistent running backs possibly in the league.
It's going to be crazy with them. So we got a tough division, but the Texans got a chance to do something special. AFC is just loaded. Really, that's really the main thing. AFC is loaded. You got Mahomes. We already talked about him. Everybody just forgetting about Joe Burrow because he got hurt. Like the Bengals is going to be cold. The whole AFC North. You just throw all them in. Even the Browns going to be good.
The Browns going to be good.
If Deshaun Watson just be decent, the Browns will be good.
Yeah.
So the AFC is loaded. Ravens are in there. Still got to think about the Steelers. They're going to have Russell Wilson playing stiff, but they still going to be good.
I think Justin Fields going to end up starting over him.
I think so, too.
I really do.
I think Russell Wilson's out of here. I'm not going to lie. Yeah. I think he'll be decent. He'll be better than he was in Denver.
He in his last days.
It's his last day. It's time to go ahead and hang that 3 up, man.
Hang it up, man.
Go back on tour, Sierra, man.
What'd he say last year?
Go get ready for that tour, Russell.
For that tour. What did he say last year? Let's ride.
Yeah.
He need to ride away.
He got to
ride away.
He's so corny. He got to stop that.
He got to stop.
He got to stop. That's why Justin Fields is going to take a spot.
Because he's too corny. It's diabolical at this point.
They need something.
They need to ride off into the sunset, man. It's okay.
Right off on that tour bus.
Yeah,
Sierra probably got a tour coming up. Go ahead and get ready for that tour, man. Get the kids ready. Get the kids together while she rehearsal.
Yeah.
And Justin Fields take over there. But they going to be good. I mean, the AFC's loaded. So Texans got a chance, but they got to get through some dogs in order to get there.
It's going to be a gauntlet.
On the other side of that, we got the Dallas Cowboys, who's been the team for Texas for years now at this point.
Man. Yeah.
But they got a lot going on this year.
You know the problem? You wanna know the problem?
I know what you're gonna say, but I'm gonna let you go ahead and say it.
Jerry Jones.
Yeah, man.
I don't know what we gonna do, man. Jerry. He just, I don't know. You know what I really want to say.
Yeah, but we ain't gonna say it
on
the air. But Jerry, I mean, it all comes back to that. It all comes back to one guy. Right now, they're not paying CeeDee Lamb for some strange reason.
How you not gonna pay CeeDee?
He's the best player on the team.
On the team.
He posted on his Instagram story today.
He unfollowed us too.
He posted on the story a picture of Spider-Man when he was putting on the black suit, the evil Spider-Man. I don't know what that means. I'm not one of the Instagram guys that depicts everybody's stuff, but it means something. Obviously, he's not happy.
With all the money that the Eagles got flying around, hey.
It'll be a riot in the streets if CeeDee Lamb. Because it seems like everybody end up going to the Eagles. It'll be a riot in the streets if CeeDee Lamb somehow ends up on Philadelphia. But I don't think they're going to trade him. I don't understand what the point is of waiting. I never got that.
I never got that either.
I never understood what makes teams be like, yeah, we're not going to pay you right now.
Yeah.
We're just going to wait. It's more expensive and cost us more money, then we're going to pay you.
When we draft these players, like, we drafted him. We paid him his money, his rookie year. He met every requirement on that contract.
He was the whole offense last year.
He was the whole offense. So why not pay him? He's literally exceeded every expectation. He has the right to wear that number 88 proudly.
88, yeah, he does.
Proudly. He
proved it. I didn't know he was going to live up to that at first, but he's definitely proved it.
Just pay the man. That's all you got to do, just pay him.
And the owner comes out and says
we have no urgency?
We have no urgency to pay him. Why don't you have any urgency to pay him, Jerry? What's going on? What do you mean you don't have no urgency?
We didn't pick nobody up during the offseason. The draft, I'm gonna take back what I said with the draft. I said I didn't really like our draft, but I've been watching some of the young guys in the preseason.
I like Guyton. I like that tackle.
Guyton.
He's nice.
He's violent.
Yeah.
He's violent.
Him and Tyler Smith on the same side.
And you gotta have that.
Yeah.
So I like him. I like Maurice Liufau.
Yeah.
I think that he's going to be more than just a rotational linebacker. I think that he could possibly...
He's going to end up being our best linebacker.
Being our best linebacker. He could be a starter.
He's going to be a starter.
That's going to take a lot of pressure off of Micah.
It's not like they have a lot.
We don't have
at linebacker.
Who we have, for real.
That's what exposed them last year.
Yeah, we don't have nobody. So I think Liufau, he's going to be really good. We got a few other guys, man, that's been playing pretty good. It's just... we gotta see too much uncertainty. So that's why I was asking at first, like, do we really got two good teams in Texas? Because one team in Houston, their front office has done everything in the last 3 years to build this team into what they are now. And our front office in Dallas hasn't really done that. They've, if anything, they've killed the team more than what we've actually gained. We really haven't gained anything.
Yeah.
And they're not really looking to even add on.
It's almost like, I don't want to say they're trying to tank, but it's like, do y'all just want to be 8-8? Like, it's like y'all still got good players, but then you still ain't getting no upgrades.
Yeah.
You seen what Philadelphia's doing. You seen what Washington's doing.
Yeah.
Even the Giants, they went out and got Brian Burns out there on the other edge to go with Kayvon Thibodeau.
And the only reason why it ain't gonna matter for them dudes is because they got Daniel Jones. That's why they ain't gonna be good. Because they got a goofy quarterback. He gonna throw them picks when he play us. So it don't even.
We just seen what he did against the Texans.
Boy threw 3 picks.
What are you doing
in the preseason?
What are you doing?
Hey.
He was going to get a safety and then throws a pick 6 instead.
What's the Italian guy they got?
Tommy DeVito.
Yeah, DeVito. They're going to put DeVito in.
And they're going
to be worse.
Yeah.
But they might put DeVito.
They might end up having to put DeVito.
I'm saying they're going to have to.
because Daniel Jones can't stay healthy because he out there playing like a goofball.
Yeah.
He the first dude I seen get drafted because he looked like somebody. He looked like Eli Manning. So they man, we got to draft this dude.
He looked like Eli.
He looked like Eli. He got that head like Eli. He got that thumb head. we need him out there.
Yeah,
he got that Manning head.
Yeah. He long lost cousin.
But so the Cowboys, I mean, I'm not gonna say win their division because Philadelphia looks serious.
Philly's gonna win the division this year. We won it last year. They're gonna win it this year.
Philadelphia looking real serious. Yeah. But I mean, they have so much star power. You can't just say, okay, well they're not gonna make the playoffs. They got so much star power. You still got Diggs.
Yeah.
You still got Micah. You still got Bland at the other corner.
We'll make it, but it's gonna be just like every other year. First round exit. You know, we're not gonna be able to beat no team over 500 this year. I can guarantee that.
It's gonna be a tough sell.
It's gonna be a tough sell. So it's really to me we're in rebuild mode. This is the last season I think for Dak, right?
Yeah.
On his contract.
On his contract, yeah. They haven't re-upped on Dak either. Or paid Parsons.
Get rid of him. After the season. Get rid of him, man. We need to go into the draft. We need to find somebody. And we need to build around the young guy.
Yeah.
We do. Because you're not going to get anything better from Dak at this point in his career. He's in year number 8. You're not going to get anything better.
He's on the back half.
He's on the back half. You don't get better in year 8. Like you don't get
unless
better.
you Kurt Warner or something like somebody ran. Well, he was good at the beginning.
He was yeah. So, and he was like 26 when he came into the league. He was So you're not gonna get better, man. So we just need to go ahead and rebuild, get our money back. We need to get our money back.
He wants 60 M's a year.
Yeah, we need to get our money back because we've been wasting all this money on him, and we haven't really gotten anything from it. I don't know why we went and got Zeke back. We need to give up that whole era of Dak and Zeke. Give it up. It was a great era while it lasted. Nah, I ain't gonna even say great. It was a good era while it lasted. Give it up. Go into something else, man. We going into 2025.
Why is Zeke still in the league?
Why is he still in the league? Like, we need to go ahead and...
Let me not say that. Shout out Zeke. But why is he starting? He's projected to be the starter.
There's no way that he's been playing better than all these running backs at OTAs. There's no way, bro. There's no way.
No. I haven't even hardly seen him play. I don't think he's played in preseason yet.
Man, nah. And he should be the first person out there because he's older.
Yeah.
He's older, so he need to warm up. You don't want to be cold going into the season.
It's some of their moves are
questionable.
Very questionable. You don't pay Dak. It's like, okay, I get it, but then why are you not paying CD or Micah?
And then we supposed to be like, oh, Trey Lance is going to be our savior.
I'm not a Cowboys fan at all. I pray to God they don't put Trey Lance out there thinking he's going to do something, y'all.
Hey.
Don't do that. Y'all setting that man up for failure, bro. Don't do that. Y'all seen him in this preseason. Look like he playing in high school.
We mess around and lose against the Reds. I mean, I call them Redskins. Hey. I'm just the Redskins.
Yeah, I mean, that's what we know, man.
I know, man.
The Commanders, but if we say Redskins, we know this. I still say San Diego Chargers. I ain't got used to that.
They a little bit of everything. The football team, the Redskins, the Commanders. I thought they was going to change them to the Wolves at one point.
They all over the place. I will say they got the worst name in pro sports because I don't know what the Commanders is. That's terrible. I will say they got the worst team, but it's still the New Orleans Pelicans out there.
Pelicans is terrible.
That's a horrible name.
That's not even intimidating.
That's a horrible name. The Pelicans.
That's not even.
And they play in Smoothie King Arena. Yeah. Like nothing about this is intimidating. You know it's a dub. We go to New Orleans. We're gonna eat some etouffee and we're gonna get a dub. But the Cowboys. But the Cowboys, I mean, you got to pay CD. You got to pay Micah. Lock up the young guys. If you want to get the new era out, I agree with that. I mean, the old era, I agree with that. Dak.
It's because it's all about culture.
You're not going to get a better quarterback than Dak right now, just straight up the next year. But you can't pay him $60 million, y'all. Come on.
Going to be
even Cowboys fans. Come on, y'all.
We're going to be in, bro. If we pay him more next year,
$60 million,
we're ruined for the next. I promise you, we're ruined for the next 15 years, bro.
Yeah, I can't.
For the next 15 years, we're ruined.
$60 million? He wants to be the highest. He wants the biggest contract in NFL history.
You know
what
how
the reports say that he wants.
That's gonna put us so far back if we do that. There's no way if you're a real Cowboy fan, there's no way that you think that is the right thing.
Because how are you going to pay him? And CD and Micah and the O-line? Y'all got all these dogs on the O-line. Tyler Smith is going to be coming up for a contract in a yeah. Trayvon got his money. You finna have to pay Bland.
Yeah. We're gonna start losing people.
Jerry Jones got to start dishing out the money. I don't know what he's waiting on.
He know he got it too.
I don't know exactly what he's waiting on, but yeah, I can't.
You know what time I'm on. Boycott. I ain't wearing no jerseys.
He said it last year on camera, y'all, so he ain't playing.
I ain't wearing no jerseys this year. They ain't show anything to me that they were really caring about what the fans really want.
Yeah.
They don't care about us.
No. I mean, Jerry Jones has proven that he says that stuff like when you hear a cold whistle in the middle of the night, that's me wanting to screaming because I won a Super Bowl. That
he
man,
act like he a poet.
Hey, we know you don't care about no
he
Super
act like
Bowl
he a
like
poet or something, bro.
Yeah.
On every interview. He the only owner I be seeing. I don't even see these.
I haven't seen 90% of the NFL owners.
I don't know what they look like.
Talk ever. I don't even know what they look like you said.
Jacksonville owner don't barely speak English. He don't even speak English, bro.
But somehow, after every I see it before I see Dak's interview. I see it before I see McCarthy interview. The first interview after every game is Jerry Jones coming in there to say what he's gonna say.
Just looking malnourished.
Just saying. Hey, I knew he was crazy. He put that salt on the McDouble. I said, man, this guy's dangerous.
Or was that a McGriddle?
It was a McDouble. He was eating a McDouble in the morning.
I said, in the morning. It's like 9 a.m. Putting all that salt on me. Crazy.
I said, yeah, this dude is dangerous. They gotta pay the guys that gotta pay. Dak is most likely the end of the Dak era, and that's okay. The Cowboys fans, y'all will get over it. Y'all have a couple sorry QBs. But to me, I feel like the 49ers put the recipe out there.
Yeah.
49ers had a bunch of sorry QBs, and they ain't been sorry.
Yeah. They still be questioning the quarterback they got now.
Purdy is decent.
He's decent.
Purdy's good and good at best. Most of the time, he's decent.
I seen somebody say they need to start. Who the backup?
And 49ers, I don't know, because they get a new backup every year. It was Sam Darnold last year.
From Tennessee. Hobbs.
Oh, yeah, because Hobbs did play good yesterday.
They talking about some, he might be the starter.
Hey, man, come on, y'all.
Come on now.
We not starting nobody that's balled in their 20s.
Yeah.
We're not starting nobody.
He been balled since 18.
But
have you ever seen him with hair? I ain't never seen him with hair.
Shout out Josh Dobbs.
Yeah.
But he did look decent, and he'll be a good backup for them. But the 49ers, they put out whoever at QB every year, and they're going to win 11 games because they got a system.
Yeah.
And they got other good players. They got arguably the best player, one of the best players in the league with McCaffrey at running back. They got receivers. Defense is always going to be crazy.
Even though Ayuk want to get out of there, they still going to be good.
Yeah, they still going to be good. They drafted that dude from Florida, that receiver from Florida. That everybody sleeping on. I'm like, man, y'all.
He going to be a problem.
He going to be a problem. But Brandon Ayuk, I think, is probably going to end up staying in San Fran.
Now I want him to come to Dallas. Go ahead and come down.
If Jerry not paying the receiver, y'all can't pay.
Yeah.
He want to get paid.
He messing it up for us. He messing it up for us. Ain't nobody going to want to come down.
No.
I don't know if he going to pay me.
Y'all let somebody get 130 catches and don't pay him.
And don't get paid?
What I'm going there for?
Yeah.
I can't do it. But yeah, they put out that recipe of how to win without having a QB. I think Dallas should take a couple notes on that and just go to that and just say, hey, we're not gonna have a top QB like we've kind of had at points in the past with Dak, but we can build the rest. The defense is gonna be stout. If you lock up Bland, Diggs, and Micah, you lock your defense up is gonna be good just with them alone.
For a decade.
Your defense is gonna be good. All them dudes is young. Your defense is gonna be good with just them alone. You keep building the O-line like y'all been doing. Mm-hmm. Go find a real running back. I don't know what they're doing at running back right now. Y'all must want to see what 12 yards a game look like.
It's gonna happen.
Because y'all put Zeke out there, he's gonna go out there and get 12 yards.
He ain't gonna even, bro. He's not gonna even rush for 600.
No, he's not. No, did he rush for 600 last year?
No.
In New England, all they do is run the ball.
Nah.
They didn't have no quarterback last year. They ran the ball almost every play in New England. I don't even think he got 600 yards there.
Why would bring him back?
I have no idea. I have no idea. You know, Jerry like doing weird stuff like that.
Cause he think that he like smarter than everybody. Like he think he's smarter than everyone.
We're gonna bring Zeke back and he gonna be better.
He's gonna be better. Like
he's 30, but now he gonna be good.
What make you think that? Unless he got some superhero serum. He got that. What is the Captain America serum?
Yeah, he gonna need some sensu beans.
Yeah, he gonna need
Dragon Ball Z.
He on his last leg.
Yeah, he on his way out of there. So the boys, we gonna see what they're gonna do, y'all. They got a lot. I don't want to say a lot. They got some pieces over there. So we're gonna see what they're gonna do. They're in a pretty tough division themselves. The NFC East not just gonna be a complete slouch.
We're losing against the Eagles twice.
Probably gonna lose to Philly twice.
Man,
I'm sorry to y'all Cowboys fans. Probably gonna
Washington one time.
stay off of Facebook and stay off of Instagram and all that when y'all play Philly, whatever nights those are.
Might crash out.
It's gonna somebody might crash out. Let's everybody keep their freedom during football season.
Yeah.
We know how the boys make y'all want to act, especially when they lose to Philly.
Yeah.
Let's everybody keep their cool heads and man, I think they can still be decent. I give them about 10 wins. Just depends on how it looks. If they can't run that ball, 8 wins.
Mm-hmm.
If they get slightly decent production, I see they got Rico Dowdell and all them random. I don't know. It look like they got us out there running back right now. I don't know what they got going on for their running back slot, but they'll figure it out. They got to pay CD. They don't pay CD, it's over anyway. So they play CD. CD will come back. Your offense will be decent, and they'll move forward from there. So NFL got a lot to look forward to with the NFL as well. But I mean, Cowboys and Texans right now, I'm going to have to lean that towards the Texans.
Hey, don't we play Houston this year?
Play Houston
Oh,
November. I can't remember. Maybe the 3rd week of November on Monday Night Football. I already got my tickets. I will be in the building.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have my Texans gear on, and I'm ready to catch a fade. So y'all just be ready. For the Cowboys fans that's gonna be out there talking crazy, I might talk a little crazy myself. I will also be at the Texans versus Ravens game on Christmas Day in Houston.
Yeah.
That's gonna be a crazy game. Favorite team playing against my favorite player in the league, so that's gonna be a good one as well. So lot to look forward to in Texas, man. If you're a football fan, we talked about really all 3 levels. It's really a lot to look forward to. We got high school football starting next week. College football starting actually this weekend. I want to say
this weekend, this Saturday.
I want to say somebody. Yeah, is it Georgia Tech? I think Florida State. Georgia Tech and Florida State. They play this Saturday. So from this Saturday all the way till February, we got football every weekend, y'all. So we got a lot to look forward to. Want to thank everybody for watching with us today, man. As we got started, pilot episode, we got back on it with the Centex Primetime. Want to appreciate my boy PJ coming out, hanging with us today. Y'all be seeing more of them throughout the season for sure. Y'all know how we do during football season, so we'll be back, man. Lot to look forward to. Like we said, a lot to look forward to. Big 12 football is going to be huge this year. Shout out to Baylor. We're rooting for those guys. Of course, as always, shout out to Colorado as well. We're rooting for those guys in the Big 12. SEC, of course, we're going to be rooting for Texas. A lot of Waco ties in that Texas team, like we said. So we're definitely going to be rooting for Texas.
Shout out them LSU Tigers as well.
Yeah. Shout out LSU. Shout out LSU. That they a little extension of East Texas for us, especially Baton Rouge. It's just a little bit further East Texas for all of us. A lot of Texas boys in that team. But like we said, want to thank everybody for watching with us today. Make sure you guys download the app, Centex Sports One app. Go on there and download that on the Apple Store if you got an iPhone. If you got those green text messages and got an Android, go on the Google Play Store and download the Centex Sports One app. On YouTube, Centex Sports TV, go on there and subscribe to us. Almost to 2,000 followers now, so make sure you guys go on there and hit that subscribe button. Facebook, make sure you guys like that page as well. That's Centex Sports Network on Facebook. You're going to be seeing us every day, folks, 5 to 7. I'll be here at the 254 Podcast Studios here in Waco, Texas. So make sure you guys look out for the show. Once again, thanks to everybody for tuning in with us today. I'll be back up here tomorrow, and we'll look forward to talk some more football. We will see you guys then.
CBS Sports Central Texas, KWBT HD2 Waco, Temple, Killeen.